part of the dress is going to be flat and it's going to be short, and then the back part of it is going to be curved like an oval, something like a half circle. So I'm going to show you, and this is the back. So I've made my measurements from here up to here, and I'm going to make my vertical. Is it horizontal? So I've made the vertical measurements, and then I'm going to make the horizontal measurements when you're seeing, and then we cut it. So all you need is your fabric or a pattern paper, you need your pins, and you need a scissor plus your tape measure. So you need your measurements too, and so the measurements we need from the shoulder to the bust measurements, we need waist measurements, we need the hip measurements, and then the total length measurements. So the person that I'm making this top or this shirt dress doesn't want it to be below the knees. So this is what we're going to do. So when you're marking your vertical measurements, you just make sure that everything you do, apart from the shoulder measurements, everything you measure here, you divide by 4, because this is 1, this is 2, and then the back is going to be folded 2. So this is the front part of the cloth, and we are going to start. So I'm going to start with marking my bust measurements. No, let's start with the shoulder measurements. So my shoulder measurements are my shoulder measurements are 16. It is 16 inches divided by 2. I get 8. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to use this as my guiding line for the shoulder, and then I've marked this, and I'm going to leave this space for the buttons. So this is not going to be included. So when you're marking your measurements, you start from this line, but to make sure if you're going to include the buttons, you make sure you leave 2 inches from here. Okay. So this is 8, and I'm going to mark it from here. I think you're seeing I'm marking my measurements from here. So this is the shoulder. This is 8. I'm going to mark 8 here, and then I'm going to come down. I'm going to come down by, some people come down by half an inch, or some people come down by 1 inch. So I'm going to come down a 1 inch, and then I'm going to blend this up to here. Kindly follow and make sure you get something before you leave this video. So that is the line. Because our shoulders are not straight, they are slanting, that's why we come down by either half an inch, 1 inch, or 1.5 inches. So this is the line, and it stops here. So after here, I'm going to come, and you can either do this first or you can do this. So I'm going to take 3 inches. I'm going to mark 3 inches here, and then I'm going to mark 2.5 inches. These are standard measurements. And then you can free mark it, or you can so I'm going to draw a half box like this, and then after I'm going to make sure I blend this like this. like that. So you make sure it's not so sharp. So after there, I'm going to mark the armhole, and to get the armhole, you get the bust, you divide by 6, and you get a bust. Mine is 40. You divide by 6, and whatever you get, you add 1.5. I don't know whether you've understood that, but you get whatever you get, you divide by 6, and you add 1.5 inches to get the armhole. After calculating and marking all those measurements, I get 7, and then 7 plus 1.5, I get 8.5. That is going to act as my upper chest, and then I'm going to draw a line, a straight line here, and then I'm going to extend this. I hope that is clear there. Going to extend this line a bit here, and then so to get the middle point here, to make the curve, you get this line, divide by 2, whatever you get, you mark it, and then you come inside by half an inch, or sometimes people come inside by 3/4 or 1 inch or half an inch. So for me, I'm going to do half an inch. You can just assume where the middle point is. So mine is here, and then I come inside by half an inch, which is here. See that? So this is our armhole, and then we are going to come on the bust. So bust, I got 40 divided by 4, we get 10, and I'm going to mark 10, and then I add 2 inches because we don't want this shirt to be tight. So I'm going to add 2 inches to make it 12, and then half an inch for sewing. Do you get that? And then we're going to come to the waist. Waist, I got 34 point. So 34 divided by 4, I'm going to mark 9.5 here. The waist, 9.5, and then I'm going to add half an inch to make 10. I come on the hip, I'm going to mark 11.5, and then I'm going to add 2 inches. Sorry, 11.5, and then I'm going to add 1 inch to make it 12.5, and I'm going to mark it here. So when you come to the total length, I'm going to just subtract, so you can either mark it or you just subtract. So this is 12.5, then here I'm going to make 11.5, like this. And then after, this line. So I added these 2 inches for sewing down, for hemming the 2 inches, but you can add any you want depending on the size of the hem you want. So a person's waist is not as tight as this one, so you just come it in like this. You make a curve like that, and then this, you just bring it at the extreme end for you to get a proper. So I'm going to cut this. So this is the front, and we are going to cut our fabric like this. So cutting this is very easy and simple. Cutting the back piece. After cutting the front piece, you're going to find it very easy and simple to cut the back. So you come here, you cut, you get another material, you cut the back on fold. So I've joined them, I've pinned them down so that they don't move. You make sure everything is accurate. And then you come here on the neck, and then I just drew a line. Here, and then I came down because the back side of the neck is a bit higher than the front side. So I came here and I came down by half an inch. So this is it. I marked it and then I curved it. I blended in to make a back neckline. And then here everything remained the same. But if you want your shoulder to be a bit in front or down here, you add 1.5 here. You add 1.5, but here it remained the same. So again, I came here and drew and traced the armhole, and then I just added in half an inch because the back side of the armhole is not as wide as the front side of the armhole. So that's why I came outer by half an inch. And then here everything remained the same because this is the back and it's not going to be tight. I just maintain this half an inch up to here, and then here I added 1 inch up to down here. So that because this is a high-low shirt dress, this is 39 and this is 20. This is 30 and this is 39. But again, it's not going to be, the front side is going to be shorter than the back side. But here, to make the curve that you see or you saw on the thumbnail, I just came here at the end and I marked 1 inch, 1.5 inches. It was here, it is here, and then I just drew a curve like this, and I blended everything into this line. And then I'm going to cut, and then we're going to see the rivers and the difference between the front and the back side sharp dress. So guys, this is our high-low. This is our high-low dress, shirt dress, high-low shirt dress, and so I'm going to put buttons here, and then I put a collar, and then we are going to hem our sleeves, and boom, shall be having our outfit. And look at that, like look at how cute that is. Look at that. It's fine, right? So I'm going to also make it so that's how it looks like.